With a crackling, crispy coating and a deeply flavorful and savory sauce, chicken katsu is a great go-to dinner when you want maximum texture and flavor output with minimum effort input. We'll start off by making our Tonkatu sauce here, which is going to involve about a half a cup of ketchup into a bowl. You could definitely buy this stuff, but I like making it homemade because it's less expensive and you can control the quantities of ingredients. We'll add a couple of splashes of Worcestershire sauce, followed by a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. And then for maximum umami and funky flavors, we'll go in with a couple tablespoons of oyster sauce. And finally, because we've got a lot of salt and acidity in there, we're adding in 1 tablespoon of brown sugar to sweeten things out and round out those sharp acidic edges. Go ahead and give that a very thorough mix, taste and adjust as you see fit, and set that aside. That is your Tonkatu sauce. Next up for our chicken, I'm grabbing 2 roughly 6 to 8 ounce chicken breasts here. If they're larger than that, you probably want to butterfly them. I'm just going to lay down a piece of plastic wrap and use a meat mallet to pound these out to a roughly 1/2 inch thickness. If they're more than 1/2 inch thick, the outside coating is going to burn before the inside is brown. Not the end of the world, we'll discuss that in a minute, but you're looking for about a 1/2 inch thickness if possible. Once we've achieved that, we'll need to set up a 3-part breading station with flour, eggs, and panko breadcrumbs. I'm going to season my flour with some salt. Go ahead and beat those eggs vigorously until they are well combined. And we'll go ahead and lay in 1 chicken breast at a time into the flour. Get it nice and thoroughly coated. Take your time here, make sure you really press it in. We want a nice thick coating or batter on this chicken. From the flour, we'll go into the egg wash. And make sure that egg has saturated all the flour on the outside of the chicken. From there, you'll plop it down into your panko breadcrumbs. You could use Italian or plain breadcrumbs here, but panko breadcrumbs are larger and have more craggly surface area and are much crispier, so you get a much crispier final product. Again, nice thorough coating of panko on the outside there. You really want to press this down, get those breadcrumbs to stick to the chicken, into that egg and flour batter. Just set that aside, rinse and repeat. I'm doing 2 breasts here, but obviously you can do as many as you'd like. Next up, we're going to shallow fry these in some peanut oil. So I'm going to add just enough to coat the bottom of a large skillet. Get that oil up to about 375 degrees and lay your chicken in very carefully, trying not to splash yourself with boiling hot oil. And make sure these are separated and are cooking evenly in that oil. We're going to give these about 2 minutes on the first side and give them a flip. And by the way, an infrared thermometer is a great way to keep track of your oil temperature and make sure it is not dipping too much or getting too high. Just a little tool tip there. Next up, we'll flip these, and the color is not great. They're a little uneven at this point, but we're going to flip them one more time so they're going to even out and get nice and golden brown. As you can see, nice color on there. Now, if they're not cooked through at this point, and you're already nice and darkly brown on the outside, you can pop them into a warm oven to cook through, but that is going to cause your crust to steam a little bit and not be quite as crunchy or as well adhered to the outside of the chicken. So I'm going to drain mine on a wire rack for a few minutes. And that is crunch. That is a great crunch on the outside of that chicken. I'm just going to plate this up next to a nice little bowl of steamed rice. Lay down my sliced chicken katsu cutlet and generously spoon over that tonkatsu sauce which we made earlier. Of course, I've got to hit it with some thinly sliced green onions. And I like a little bit of acidity anytime I've got something fried on a plate, so I put down a couple lime wedges and an extra little sprinkle of salt since we did not heavily season that chicken beforehand. Although that tonkatsu sauce is very salty, so definitely don't need too much here. And that is just a textural and flavor explosion. I mean, obviously chicken breast can be boring, but with that crunchy crust on the outside, nice and golden brown, that tangy, sweet, savory sauce, this is just an absolute delightful bite of food that takes almost no time to put together. Super simple. Hope you'll give it a try, and thanks so much for watching. Now it's your turn to go make something delicious.